Hey Facebookers and YouTubers and anyone that's on right now or watching the replay. How are you? How was your weekend? Mine was busy. It was great actually. Had some personal stuff to work through, had heaps, great time at UB40, hung out with a couple of beautiful friends and just had a really nice time and owned more of my bullshit. Which is what today's subject is about, is flirting, when it is flirting, when it is not flirting, by a person who sent in her question. But firstly, I guess I want to introduce myself. My name is Patty Ann Waho. I am a intimacy soul connector. And what I do is I help busy, powerful people get connected to themselves and their intimate relationships. And I use that with my special source of intuition, and I teach other people how to do just the same. So, sorry, my hair's itchy. So yeah, today's subject is, it's a fun, playful one. I'm just going to get to it. So the message was sent, she's so adorable, by Michaela. So she's online dating at the moment. And I'm just going to pull it up. I'm not going to read all of it because you don't need to hear all of that. But she sent in four photos, screenshots about the conversation that she had with her potential suitor, and basically asked, is this flirting? And I had a little giggle to myself. I'm not laughing at you, Michaela, but it was just so funny. You're adorable. But I just want to give you some tips for flirting and what it is and what it is not. No, I'm not an active wear. I've got a dress on, Moana. Ugh. It's a dress. Anyway, God, my boobs just knocked myself out. Anyway, I'm going to concentrate and ignore Moana. She's a crazy mofo that I hung out with on the weekend. So I put my phone down. She sent, 4 screenshots of her flirting. When I do air quotes, it's like it's not flirting. When I do air quotes, it means it's not what you intended to be. So I'm going to give you three sort of points to walk away from. Anyone that is ready for a relationship or like attracted to the opposite sex or the same sex. So I'm just going to give you a few tips, Michaela, and anyone else that's listening. So with flirting, I'm going to show you what it is not. So, I mean, everyone's seen what it's like when you see a random guy go up to a woman and try and flirt, and it's kind of creepy because it's creepy when they're drunk or there's no purpose. So it's random acts of flirting. And you can see the opposite sex or whoever it is or whoever the victim is cringe, because they're cringing because their body is rejecting that kind of flirting. They're rejecting the person because whatever they're saying it's not incongruent, and it's coming across as, I bet you say that to everyone. And so remember, everyone wants to feel special. And we all want to feel like you don't use that same pickup line with the same person, and it's just you're out there saying the same shit to all different people. So random acts of flirting doesn't work, and if it does, you're probably picking up someone that has low self-esteem. And I'm going to go into what that means. What I mean is, I'm going to be like, own my shit, where there was times when once I left my husband and I just wanted to go out there and have sex, and so I did. It was not something that I got fulfillment out of, apart from the obvious, but it was, women and men do it where they can get attention. And I've had these conversations over and over again with a couple of girlfriends that they like, oh my God, he's so annoying. He just keeps on texting, or he just won't go away. And I ask the question, well, what do you say in return? They go, well, I reply, or I say this. And I'm like, well, you're still hooking him in. And if you're hooking someone in, but you're just doing it so you can get attention, really that's not very human of you, and it's not kind, because you wouldn't want to be treated like that. So I always say treat others. I mean, you've heard the saying, treat others how you want to be treated. So if you honestly don't like them in that way, then don't encourage them just because it makes you feel special that you're getting attention, because it's a pretty wanky move to do in the first place. So stop doing that. If you need attention, own it. So if you're saying, you know what, I do need attention, say that to them. Like, you know what, I'm flirting with you because I know you won't, because most people won't do this. I know right now I'm loving that your attention you're giving me, but I don't honestly know what I want. So by being totally honest with the person, then you're leaving it up to them if they still want to pursue you in that kind of manner. But 99 out of 100, most people don't own their shit, and I'm encouraging you to do that. So if you can, awesome. So the next one is when you are flirting and it is via text message, don't let it go on for months and months, because it's just something that someone can reply in their spare time. It's not real. It's where's these text messages going? These, endless amounts of text messages. Is there a purpose? Do they keep saying that they're going to contact you but never do? So it's just basically you're buffing their ego or polishing their ego. Why would you want to do that? So stop doing that. These messages need to be with a purpose, need to be with, are you going to meet up, or again, are you just doing it to fit in your spare time so that you can feel like, oh my God, someone is contacting me, someone likes me. Again, not cool, because you're just preparing to be someone's leftovers and you're not. So don't do that. So I think I've basically sort of told you what not to do in flirting. So, don't just do it because it feels good and there's no purpose to it. And don't flirt just because, don't flirt with someone and lead them on. Okay, it's cool to be fun, but there's a difference between fun, playful, and flirty, because flirty is, you kind of want it to go somewhere. So I was out for breakfast with my friend Moana just on Saturday, and the guy at the restaurant was smiling at me and flirting. Well, he was smiling at me. I smiled back, and then I thought, yeah, I don't want it to go anywhere, so I just won't look that way anymore, because I don't want it to go anywhere. I'm here with my friend, and while it was nice that I was noticed, I didn't carry it on, because for what purpose? And I purposely didn't tell her, my friend as well, because she is she's louder than me, and she would have just made a scene. So I purposely didn't tell her till we left. So yeah, there's lots of things that you can just notice if you are doing that. And then if you want to carry on, we'll do so, and if you don't, then stop. Another thing, that if you are really sincerely interested in someone, then cool, flirt, like if it's with a stranger. But I had another conversation with someone, is you need to have that opening so that they understand that you are interested, because, flirting, what if you want to meet that person? So I was talking to a friend of mine, I think she's 30, and we were having this conversation. This parking meter guy was flirting with me, and I didn't realise till I walked away. I'm so special needs when it comes to me. Awesome with other people, not so much with myself. But when I walked away, I was like, oh, he was flirting with me. Oh, oopsie. I could have, so what you could do, or what I could have done, is if I was interested, I would say, would you like to grab a coffee? Not that that is something that of my strength, because I don't like to ask guys out, but hey, if I'm encouraging you guys to show courage, then you should as well. Then I should as well, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to get to the point. How do you flirt with a purpose and that you have the outcome that you want? Basically, say what you want. Be straight up. Don't do it in a way that you're like, it's in a way that you know what you want and you basically blurt it all out all at once, because you're going to scare them away. Just be very direct, like have direct answers. With the text messages that Michaela sent in, what I noticed is, it was a funny conversation, but it was to the point where maybe you, Michaela, were trying to prove something, and we've all done it, so this is nothing on you, but you know, like we're all trying to prove that we're intelligent, or we're trying to prove that we're beautiful, or whatever. Like if we just accept for who we are for right now and just own that special part of us, that special source, then just let's do that. And don't worry about having to prove ourselves, because if it's the right person and if they match your vibration or the way that you just converse, then it'll be okay. So you don't need to prove yourself anymore. So I noticed in your messages that there was lots of intelligent conversation or intellectual, but both of you weren't being very clear with what you wanted. Even though it's even on an online dating platform, like were you clear that you wanted to catch up for coffee? Were you clear that you just wanted to be friends? You weren't clear that you just wanted sex. Like the message was just too messy. So what I've done is there is a guy that is messaging me, and I just asked him directly, what do you want? In a really nice, kind way. I think I said, what was your intention? And he said, wow, that's very directness, like pretty much. That's just how I like to roll these days. And so just be, like, say it with kindness, but be direct. But you have to know what you want. So if you don't know what you want, say you don't know what you want. I've just got out of a relationship, or I just want to have intimate time, or like speak to that. Don't go around the bush. No pun intended. Don't be the creepy guy. Just be you. Just, you know, be playful without being creepy, and flirt with purpose. So, yeah, like I have so many friends that are just so funny. I had another friend. Hey, Luann. And we always go to the movies together. He's hilarious. And he is just embarrassingly flirty. Like, I get embarrassed. So we were at the movies. The chick that served us had the most beautiful lipstick on. And I just went, wow, that's nice lipstick, in my head. And he basically told her that she had really nice lipstick. But the way he did it was just like, okay, I felt, because she just felt totally uncomfortable, because he was just like full on telling her how much that lipstick was beautiful and blah. There is a way to tell someone that they're beautiful without being creepy or like overstepping that person's boundaries. Like, use your intuition to like read into it. Like, are they comfortable with that? Are they comfortable with, like, if you're paying someone a compliment, do it in a subtle way that's not going to go past what their comfortable zone is, so they can accept that compliment. And so when we walked away, I'm like, okay, I told him, I was like, I totally feel uncomfortable. That was kind of creepy. And he goes, oh, okay. So hopefully he doesn't do that again. But when it does come to flirting, know what you want. Yeah, really, really know what you want. Know your value. Know just what are your negotiables, non-negotiables. Like, for me, if someone ever sends me a dick pic, I'm like, oh my God, your ass is blocked. When I was out there in the dating world, or should I say just the fucking world, I'd get dick pics all the time. I don't so much now. I don't at all, actually. Even on like Facebook, I used to get them from like totally randoms. I don't anymore. So obviously something in my vibration, something in my energy's changed. I'd be pretty shocked now if I get them, even with the work that I do. So I'm pretty like stoked that I don't do that. But if you're getting those kind of messages, I'm not saying blame yourself, but just see how you're putting yourself out there. So I'm just going to wrap this up because this was a quickie. So the 3 points I'm going to leave with you is, your first one is have intention with your actions. So, like, if you're going to flirt, it's not something that you practice with. It's not an acting class. It's just in your essence. So when I'm going to a coffee shop, I'm so happy I'm going to have coffee, and I smile and I say hello to randoms, and I just am me. And if you're not out there and that type of person, you don't have to be like me, but just be like you. So smile, like, let that love from you ooze out into the world so people can see you. So that's what I mean by having intention with all your actions. If you're in a shitty mood, don't go anywhere. Don't go and spread that grumpiness everywhere. Spread the love that you've got in you. Number 2 is don't be too quick to quit. So what I mean by is if, you're flirting with someone and they're not everything that you want them to be, don't be too quick that they don't match everything, because ask yourself, is it something that you could be open to? Because remember, you haven't attracted your ideal partner yet because you didn't know what you knew last year or last month or even yesterday. We only know what we know right now. So be open. Be open to new experiences, and that's why I say don't be too quick to quit. But that was a bit of a tongue twister, but just be open. But then know when that you're out. It's like you tap out, you're gone. Waste your time. So know the difference between the two, and that means, again, using your intuition. Okay, and the third one is speak and know and feel your truth. So if you feel it, if you hear the words or say the words to a friend, I'm not that into him, or like, you be dismissive, ask yourself, is it because you're scared shitless? Hello, being there. Or is it because you're just doing it for attention so that you can get lots of attention from random guys or girls? So, really know, that really comes to really knowing what you want again, and then speak it, like really own it and speak your truth. And though the person that receives that will respect you 100%. So I hope those tips have really, really helped you. If you are feeling a little bit stuck, and as my friend over the weekend, she said, Patty, if you're feeling stuck, that's when you need to ask for help. And for me, I'm always offering my help with not only the work that I do, but everything else. And so for me, my lesson for this new lifetime that I have is to say no to people and just to help people that I have an even exchange with them. So in saying that, if you do need help and you'd like to work with me, or you're intrigued about what we can do together, then reach out. You can do a Facebook message, or there's a link in the comments and also in the post. I'd love to have a chat with you, and we can take it from there. So I hope that this has helped you. And my next live is next Monday at 11 minutes past 1. I am thinking of changing it to Sunday night. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Ellie. So just really have an amazing week, and whatever you do out in the world, just come from your heart space. Bye, lovers.